Over time, throughout history, the single greatest threat to the church is always a desire, either from the inside or from the outside, to remove the authentic gospel and replace it with something else that's more accommodating to the culture. And that's true here. That was true in the early church in ancient Rome. We see it all the time. We're gonna fix God, and we're gonna get rid of the embarrassing things so that people, and I think there's a genuinely good intent. They want people to come to the church. All right? But we shift the gospel and we change the gospel to try to make it fit in with the situation that we're in, rather than fitting ourselves into the gospel. And this threat is not necessarily in the form of anything other than the same old temptation that Satan gave to Eve when he quit. Did God really say that? Because there's some hard things in Scripture, right? Did God really say that? Because that's going to make things uncomfortable in the office or at Thanksgiving dinner or whatever it might be. Did God really say that? Or can we adapt it to what fits in well? And this is what's happening in Colossae. Paul never explicitly goes, here's the problem. But what Paul works on fixing, if you read the rest of the book from where we're going to stop today, you get some understanding that the basic problem going on in Colossae is someone has come into the city and told the Christians there that you've got a good thing going, but there's a little bit more you don't know yet. There's a secret teaching. There's an extra thing you've got to do. Christ is not quite complete until fill in the blank. What we're called to do as Christians is to not waver from the doctrine of the sovereignty of God in Scripture. And we need to understand, here's your 3 points. If you're a note taker, here's your 3 points. And if you're just a person that needs to know when we're just about done, here's the key words you need to hear, okay? We're going to talk first about the supremacy of Christ. Then we're going to talk about the sufficiency of Christ. And then when you hear me talking about how Christ is successful, you know we're almost done, okay? So supremacy, sufficiency, and then Christ is successful. Those are the road markers of where we're going to go today. And we need to understand what Paul's teaching here in the first chapter of Colossians is not new. He has not innovated this in and of himself. This is not his gospel. If you turn to John 14:6, you don't have to turn now. I'm going to read this one to you. We'll turn later. But in John 14:6, Jesus says this: I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. And there's going to be a couple places today where we put on our English grammar hats, and this is one of those moments, because there's a definite article there, right? It's the. I am the way, the truth, and the life. And that is a very, very different statement than I am a way, I am a truth, and I am a life. And the problem with what Christ says about himself today is that is the exact contradiction to what the world says today. Live your truth as if there's more than one thing that's true. Okay? Christ does not offer that option to us. I am the way, the truth, and the life. And there's some offense to that, but there should hopefully be some